What is going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about SoFi. Give you a quick overview of some of the data points, what's moving it, and everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So right now, 20 minutes left in the trading day. I feel like a lot of SoFi investors are just waiting for SoFi to somehow get manipulated to around $9.99 once again. But we'll just wait and see. SoFi has beaten shorts in the past and is able to really close above key strike price levels. So I'll go over all that, but right now it is up 2.08%, 988 the low, and then 1009 the high. So pretty good stuff, and relatively low volume though. So 23.09 million shares being traded, 44.7 is the average. These are all the transactions that are occurring on the secondary market above $100,000. So you had that level of buying throughout the day. Near the tail end, you're starting to see some sells, but this is ultimately what did really propel it higher. No actual news associated to SoFi, no SEC filings. You had somewhat negative-ish data this morning associated to homes and whatnot, so building starts fairly low, same with permits. So essentially that did really boost this back up. So momentarily yesterday this was a little bit lower, so kind of caused some fear, if that makes sense. But as of right now, 92.4% likelihood of a 25 basis point cut. Kind of all over the place. In my opinion, kind of around the same time period, I think that the whole election is going to be more of a stronger catalyst for SoFi rather than whether there is a 25 basis point cut. And even aside from that, I think SoFi's earnings is kind of even more important. And as of this, you have seen 9 positive revisions to the earnings per share over the last 90 days, 0 negative. So analysts are relatively optimistic. As it stands, 4 cents is that earnings per share and 631.6 million for that revenue. So that did go up slightly, I think roughly around 10 mil or something like that since my last review of this. So closer to the date, I'll do a full-on video on what you want to hear associated to SoFi and everything else. But yeah, honestly, this is one of the most optimistic earnings coming from an analyst standpoint than ever before. But shorts though seem somewhat mixed. So they're currently increasing 560,000 shares, and recently it did just jump up from increasing 200 to now 560. So shorts are getting a little bit more active near the tail end of the day because of the whole strike price and options. So I'll go over that in a second. But 16.42% of the free float is being shorted, works out to be 171.81 million shares. Cost to borrow average 0.56. So you see this minimum pop up once again that it is negative. So someone is trying to drum up some business by getting people to short SoFi. Very manipulative stuff, but so far it doesn't seem to be working all that well. 10 mil in calls, 2.38 million in puts. So even though the common stock volume is low, options is definitely very high. 46% of all the options being done are bearish, but of the call options that are being purchased, you see a consensus for it to be above $11 by next week. So the optimism is back on the table. And then looking at puts, you see a consensus for it to be kind of sub that, roughly like $10 by next week. Then this one was very random, and there's been, I bring this up every video just so you guys are aware. I'm sure you guys are at this stage, but this was kind of interesting. So $7 strike price for November 15th, November 22nd, and January 17th, 2025. Someone is hedging for SoFi to be sub $7. I don't know if that's just their wish that they're wanting, but this is why options is just merely a sentiment. It is does not move the stock price. So this is where you can see someone's best wishes, if that kind of makes sense. But with today being Friday, roughly 15 minutes before the close, this is the current outlook for the open interest. So you have 6,000 at 7, 1,750, 24,000 at 8, 11 at 850. You have 23,000 at 9, 9,000 at 950. And then this is the one that you will want to watch for, 37 at 10. So this is why shorts and market makers have a financial interest in bringing SoFi below $10. And I find like maybe they just have their timing off. Maybe this was what was supposed to have been like the last minute of the trading to bring it below that. but I think a lot of people, including myself, are anticipating a similar type of price action to happen near the tail end. But we'll wait and see. Like I said, SoFi's been able to really give shorts that middle finger and really just push higher. But as of right now, with it at $10.09, it is right on this R2. So the pivot point, $10 is going to be a strong support, $9.84 the following one. So kind of bounced off of that general area. And so 10.09 and then 10.25 are going to be some key points to watch for going forward into the next several trading days. So yeah, this is a quick summary of exactly what is affecting SoFi. And yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. So let me know, do you guys think it is going to close below 10, or do you think it's going to kind of hold it? What's your guys' thoughts? And just generally with the optimism associated to SoFi's earnings and with analysts raising expectations, do you think that is going to kind of pose a issue for SoFi? I've brought that up in the past. Usually the inverse happens where analysts leading into earnings get a little bit more bearish, and various different reasons that they're doing that, but that essentially does make it easy for SoFi to do this. Last earnings on the 30th, July 30th, they had a amazing triple beat. So beat on revenue, surprised by 30.05 million, beat on earnings per share as well. So do you think the same type of situation is going to happen this round, or by analysts raising kind of expectations, that's going to make SoFi a little bit harder? So yeah, what's your thoughts on all of that? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. Hopefully everyone has an amazing weekend thus far. One final thing I just wanted to share with you, I did launch memberships. So if you like my SoFi content, want to support the channel, definitely join as a member. Or if you want buy signals on stocks and options, then there's also a tier for that as well. So recommend you guys taking a look. With all that said, appreciate all of you guys watching.